Well, hello, YouTubers, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitter. This is Katherine Johnson, servant of the Lord. I want to thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe. Well, God has brought me back to you to give you part 2 of the predictions for the November election. Brace for fire. I recommend that you listen to part 1, where I talk about some of the events that I'm going to elaborate on today. But part 2 is going to talk about elaboration of part 1, but also about the global resets that are going to happen. So I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying. We just had the election, President-elect Biden as the winner of this presidential election. God is saying that he's going to step into that presidential role very quickly. He's going to have the support of our Senate and our representatives because of the numbers that are there. And he's going to swiftly override our incumbent president and propose, even enact new laws regarding higher taxes. Listen to what I'm saying, higher taxes. Historically, we've never seen taxes this high, but he's going to up them like that because he's concerned about the economy. This will balance the economy, but it's going to do the opposite. But this is one of the things he's going to do immediately. One of the other things he's going to do immediately is the COVID-19. He's going to say it's an emergency because of the deaths. He wants to get control over it. He wants to look at the science. Hear what I'm saying? He's going to, with the agreement of the legislative groups, he's going to enact a nationwide mask mandate. He's going to enact a national shutdown. And this shutdown is going to be the longest that any nation ever has, and it's for a purpose. God has shown me about 2 years. Whereas you cannot leave the house unless it's an emergency. That there would be emergency COVID testing nationwide. Everyone would have to be tested. And if you're not tested, they will come to your home. And if you are found to have it, they will remove you from your home. You will be in another location. They call them FEMA camps, but they might be empty schools, warehouses, but this is what's going to happen. So it's going to be a very strict, almost a draconian enforcement of this COVID task force. So look for that. God told me to watch your bank accounts. Watch them. You're going to see a change in the currency, a digital system coming forth. The government is going to start removing money from your accounts. They're going to take it. This is how this taxation thing is going to work. They're going to take it and give you a digital currency. They're going to say it's like a account where it's, you can, they're going to explain it where it's okay. Your money is there if you need it, but it's not going to be. They have control. Also look for an issue with our energy. They're going to cancel the oil. They're going to use these wind vanes. And they're going to say that it helps with the climate change, which it won't. It will cause massive blackouts because it's a dinosaur system. And they're going to justify utilizing people to help run it, but it's going to be like slave labor. So you're going to see your children being utilized. Child labor laws are going to be eliminated. There won't be a limited amount of time that you work. It'll be according to what they want you to work. So look for that. A change. This is what we voted for. You voted for. Okay, God says sometimes to see the forest. The trees are all there to distract you. But this is what it is. And I'll explain more what we're dealing with. Okay, look for also changes in your health care. Yeah, there will be a plan, an affordable plan. There will be several of them. They will replace private insurance. So private insurance would be very expensive. A lot of the plans will fold, but the plans will not be what they say. There will be limitations, and you'll see more about that as it comes. But they're going to propose this very soon. Look for issues with people that own property, private ownership. The government is going to devise ways, strict rules on ownership. There's certain things you have to do, certain paperwork you have to bring into place. And if you don't have it, that limits your access to the property that the government eventually takes control. It's not eminent domain anymore. It's the government has control whether you like it or not. Look for this. I know this is opening a lot of your mouths, making you wonder what is going on. But you will see the changes. Look for with this. It's going to be a contesting of this presidential election. And God is showing me it's massive voter fraud, that the election was stolen. It was done deliberately. And that the contesting, there's a lot of proof. There are people that have come forth because they've never seen this type of behavior in this country. It is so corrupt. This is what they're explaining to those that they're reporting it to. A lot of them are not saved. They may be patriots, they may not. They may be young people, but they know right from wrong. And they may have worked with the election board for years. But this election was different. And they said there was something terribly wrong. And their conscience is really dealing with them. And also the reason why they're coming forth is because of the prayers of the saints. Like I mentioned in the first audio. Keep praying, saints. They're coming forth. Well, they're going to present their evidence. And they have proof. This election was stolen from the incumbent. God is showing me this. It was done methodically without anyone suspecting that anyone would speak. And it was done in a sinister way. So we know the enemy is operating. The Antichrist spirit is here. The trial is going to be in December. There's going to be a lot of hostility toward it because at that time, your president-elect is going to be mobilizing. He's going to get the support of the people. There's going to be a lot of attacks on this accusations. But there's been a prophetic word spoken about a landslide. And that landslide means there's going to be a break in this nation. And it's God's way of exposing corruption, the dark side, what actually happened back in November. We're going to see it. Many of you are going to be shocked. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be crying. Many of you are going to be in denial. Many of you are going to be hostile. You're going to want to fight. There's going to be a lot of riots, fighting, attacking of common citizens. There's going to be threats on people's lives. There's going to be attempted assassinations. All hell is going to break loose. This is the fire we have to brace for because there's a war going on between good and evil. But it's going to turn into a global reset. It's going to turn into that. That battle is still going on. Okay, I want you to understand. Please follow me. It's going to expose the corruption that this election was stolen, that the incumbent should be still president. But because of the resistance and hostility, there's going to be a battle. Do you understand? This is very serious and it's very dangerous because we could go into a revolution. Very bloody. Millions of people could lose their lives. So we need to pray, saints. We need to pray. The enemy is here. The enemy is here. And I really am not comfortable with giving this word, but I'm being obedient to God. And I know God will protect me, but pray for me. Pray about this word. And you stay in prayer for one another. Pray for this nation. Pray for our leaders. Pray that those that are not saved will get saved. And God wanted me to tell you one last thing. He said, as of consolation and hope, know that at the end of all of this, he said the beast system is coming in, but at the end of it, I'm going to stop it. It's short-lived, so he said, hold on. Endure in love to the end. He said, because no, I'm coming back. I'm coming back for you. That's the consolation and hope he has given me for his people, that he's coming back at the end of this, and he's coming quickly. So be encouraged, saints, with this word. and stay in God's presence and continue to trust in Him.